everyone, Live It Like Lisa here, and I am doing a get to know me tag video today. I was tagged by Chelle from Chelle's Glam home. She's the sweetest person that I've recently met on YouTube. She's a fellow Aussie YouTuber as well, and she does beautiful home decor and inspiration ideas for decor and DIYs around your home. I'll leave a link to her channel below, so definitely check her out. So let's get started. The first question, I'm just looking down because there's 16 questions all up. So the first question is, are you named after anyone? And the quick answer is no, I don't think I was. My parents were convinced I was a boy prior to being born, so they had the name David James picked out, and they didn't have anything for a girl picked out. And I think it was my dad that actually picked the name Lisa, and I have no idea where he picked that name from. So yeah, no, I'm definitely not named after anyone. But interesting story actually in regards to names, like both my kids' names start with J. For some reason I've been obsessed with any names starting with J since being a little girl. So my kids' names are Jesse Jordan and my son is Jamie Jackson. Now, I didn't really realize this until a little while ago, but the very first teddy bear I ever had that I received when I was born, I named him Jimmy when I was about 2 years old, something like that. And then the very first doll I received when I was about 6 or 7, I named it Jessica. So this obsession with J's must have started from very, very early on, because yeah, since I was about 12, I had the names of my kids picked out, and that's ended up what I ended up calling them. But I only just found out recently too, because I didn't know my grandparents on either side. They all died before I was born, and I never really asked about them or knew anything about them. I didn't even know their names up until maybe about 6 weeks ago, just before Christmas actually. I don't know why, it was just not something I really thought about. And I recently discovered that my grandfather's name was James and my grandmother's maiden name was Jackson. And it's just really funny how I've called my son Jamie Jackson without even knowing that those names were in the family. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit interesting. But yeah, as far as my name goes, no, nothing special about that. I don't even have a middle name, so it's just Lisa. Yeah. Where am I from? Originally I was born in Manchester, England. We came to Australia when I was about 4. When we first arrived in Australia, we were living in Waterloo, which is an inner city suburb. At the time we were living in there, it was a really rough area. Nowadays it's very posh, like it's a really posh area to live. Then we moved out to southwest Sydney in the Fairfield, Liverpool area. I grew up there. Then my husband and I bought our first house in Adenza Park, which is also southwest Sydney. Then we built a new house in West Hoxton, which is in the same area. And then about 5 years ago, we decided to sell everything in Sydney, like sell our house and everything, and move out to a remote town called Boomai in far northwest New South Wales. That was for my husband doing a work transfer out there, and that allowed us to, because we were provided housing and everything while we were out there, so that allowed us to sell all our Sydney house and sell everything that we had there, and it enabled us to sort of free up our money so that we could then buy the property that we're living in now on the mid-north coast in Port Macquarie area. So yeah, that's our little very quick journey of where I'm from. Which of your parents are you most like? Well, my mother's passed away now, but I would say I'd be most like her. I definitely have her sense of humour. Like, my creative side has definitely come from my mum. A lot of people say I look like my mum. So yeah, I'd say I'm probably more like my mum. My favourite food, I would have to say sushi. Like, if it was a choice of any, like if we were going to get takeaway or anything like that, I would always choose sushi if the option was there. I just love it. Like, I could eat it every day. As far as regular just foods at home, eggs. I could eat eggs every day as well. Scrambled, fried, omelette. I don't mind eggs. Favourite pastime? Well, that would be, you know, pretty much my YouTube channel is my pastime now. But like prior to discovering YouTube, just creating things like doing craft, doing art. I actually love cleaning. Like, I like cleaning my house. I like decorating. I like reading books. Since discovering Netflix, I've started to enjoy watching Netflix, although I find I can't sit down and watch for too long. Like, I get a little bit bored after a while and then just have to turn it off. But yeah, so mostly craft and creating things is my pastime. My favourite childhood memory, now this is one that always sticks out to me, and I think it's my daughter's favourite. She loves hearing about it. And this was, when did this happen? I was still living at home, so I must have been about maybe 18 or something like that. Now, me and my mum, because we had the same sort of sense of humour, we'd always do these sort of things where we'd look like that at one of us, and like as if there's something like a spider there, or you know, something there that you need to look at, so trying to freak the other person out. So we'd always do this to each other even though there was nothing there. And this one time I was lying on my bed and my mum was standing in the doorway of my bedroom, and we were just talking just about anything. Then all of a sudden she did this face like there's something there on your pillow. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I just kept talking to her, like not even paying any attention. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not even going to look. And her eyes just got bigger. And I just saw something like slightly move in the corner of my eye. And I turned my head to the side, and then there was this massive lizard sitting on my pillow, like real live lizard. Like, it must have been about that long. I think it was actually one that used to live in our laundry, but how the hell it got in my bedroom, I'll never know. I saw this lizard on my pillow, and from my bed to the doorway, it was probably about 3 meters. And I don't know how I did it, but I actually got from my bed to that doorway without my feet touching the floor. See, my daughter's pissing herself laughing now just listening to it. And because I got to the door so quick and my mum was already standing in the doorway, we were both trying to get through the doorway at the same time to try and get away from this lizard. And we just got wedged in the doorway, and we were just pissing ourselves laughing so much that we actually wet ourselves. We wet ourselves. And my dad come up the hall because we were screaming our heads off. We were laughing, we were crying, we were wetting our pants. My dad comes running up the hallway thinking one of us is being murdered. He'd just seen us both standing there, all our pants wet through in a pile of wee, just laughing and crying and screaming all at the same time. And yeah, it really stands out as the funniest, one of the funniest moments in my life, I think. I keep reliving it and it still cracks me up. So that's probably one of my favourite childhood. Well, it's one of the memories that really sticks out. I mean, I had a great childhood. I was an only child, so yeah, I was, you know, I got a lot of toys. Christmases were the best, like all of those. I mean, they're just all your regular childhood memories that, yeah, I remember all of those as well. But that particular story, like, anyway, favourite childhood memory done. Number 7, favourite snack. Now, favourite snack. I would say my favourite snack would be either a bag of chips, which, I mean, This is prior to the new year and the new healthy weight loss and all that sort of stuff. But honestly, like, you know, prior to this, if weight wasn't an issue, it would be a bag of Smith's chips, like just the plain crinkle cut Smith's chips. Love them. Or what else do I like as a snack? But yeah, like salamis and prosciuttos and cheeses and olives and antipasto, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, like antipasto. I like that as a snack. Favorite team? My husband says tag team, but no, not tag team. I hate watching sports on TV. I don't follow any sports on TV at all, so I don't have a favourite team. I guess in the Olympics, the Australian team, I don't know. But even then, mostly I'm probably cheering on the Americans anyway, because most of those athletes are way more famous than our ones. Cats or dogs? Definitely dogs. It used to be cats, but since getting dogs, I just love them. I'll show you. I'll go and show you.
Come here, little guy. Oh, I'm such a cat person. Oh, such a big cat person. I love cats more than dogs. Much more than dogs. Oh, little guy. No. What about little dogs? Can little dog get a cat? Let little dog have a cat. Oh, little guy. Little dog. Oh, little guy. You know I don't love cats more. Yeah. Could you decide to do big guys?
So yeah, definitely dogs. Afraid of heights? No, I'm not actually afraid of heights.
Yes, you are.
I'm afraid of falling from the heights. So yeah, I don't like being up high, really. No. First book that I read. I'm a big reader of books. I read a lot of books. What would be the first book I can remember reading? As a kid, I mean, I can't remember the first book I've ever read, but the one that stands out in my head is in probably the 4th grade. Our 4th grade teacher read us the Judy Blume book Super Fudge and Tales of the 4th Grade Nothing, both by Judy Blume. And those books really stick out to me as sort of one of the first books that I've remember reading as a child, because then I ended up getting the whole Judy Blume collection and reading all her books. So there was like Super Fudge, I think there was Tales of the 4th Grade Nothing, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. What else was there? There's quite a collection of them. There's a lot. So I went through all the Judy Blume books after our teacher read Super Fudge to us, because I just thought it was the best book ever. And then the next book that was quite profound, and I remember reading, I think I was about 13, and I read the book called The Power of One by Bryce Courtenay. Bryce Courtenay was an Australian author. I have a feeling he might have passed away now. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's quite a famous Australian author who's wrote quite a few books. And he wrote a book called The Power of One. And I think they actually made a movie out of it as well. So yeah, that was quite a thick book. And I read that when I was about 13. So that was one of my favourite, or one of the first sort of books I remember reading. But since then, I read all of them. My favourite all-time books, I know a lot of people probably put crap on these books, but I love them, are the 50 Shades of Grey books. I just love the love story behind it. Like I just love those books. So yeah, they're my favourite all-time books. I'm probably reading them for about the 4th time now, especially since the movie's coming out next month, which I'm looking forward to. Favourite music? Now, as a kid, from the age of about, say, 5 through to maybe, I don't know, my late teens, early 20s, it was Michael Jackson all the way. Like, From being a tiny kid, it was always Michael Jackson. In my later years, I'd say I just really enjoy the pop music. I think now as I'm getting older, that generation gap of what's popular and what I like I can really notice it, because there's a lot of songs that come out where I just think, my God, that's just crap. Like, there's not a lot of pop songs that I like anymore. Yeah, I'd say just, the only music I really don't like is jazz. I just can't stand the sound of jazz. I know I might offend a few people saying that, but it's just not the sort of sound that I enjoy. I like some rock, some pop, some country. I've actually, since moving out into the country, I've actually started getting into a lot of country music as well. I enjoy that. Favourite subject at school? My favourite subject at school would definitely have been English. Going up through primary school, it wasn't really called English. We had it sort of creative writing or story writing. I was that was my ultimate. Like, I'd do story writing in my spare time, just on the weekends, because I loved it so much. So, and then going through to high school, yeah, definitely English, I think. I found it easy, and I was very creative in my writing and had a good imagination to write. So definitely English was my favourite subject. Tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos. Nah.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, I've got a few tattoos. I have, obviously you've probably seen this one in a lot of my videos. That one's probably the most recent one I had done about maybe 3 years ago. I also have a big one on my neck, across my shoulders and my neck. I have a small one here. The very first one I got was a little unicorn just on my chest. And then I've also got a small little, like an Om symbol.
Well, I want to see.
I'll insert pictures. I won't get the camera and show you, but I'll insert pictures. And I've also got a little Om symbol on my ankle as well. Tattoos, best physical feature. Well, I'm not going to say my body.
The fact that you have me as a daughter.
Oh my God.
No.
My best physical feature. It used to be my hair, until my daughter sucked all the life out of it when she was born, and it just went limp. I used to have really nice ringlet curly hair when I was younger.
Spread the lies around.
But now my daughter's taken all that hair and mine's just limp and drab now. What would be my physical? A lot of people say I've got full lips. I guess that's an in thing at the moment, to have full lips. I don't know. Or maybe my eyes, but I guess wearing glasses, my eyes don't really stand out that much. So, alright, I'll say lips. And the last one, biggest accomplishment.
No.
I've really thought about this, and I honestly can't think of a lot. I mean, apart from the obvious about having kids and all of that, I mean, but you know, everyone has kids and it's a natural thing. I wouldn't necessarily call it an accomplishment. I mean, they're good kids. I guess that's something.
Really?
maybe just like working towards this home that we have now, because it's not been a spur of the moment decision. It's actually probably been maybe about 10 years in the works, if not longer. Like it would, yeah, I mean, we had this vision of living on a rural property in a nice house for probably, yeah, I'd say over 10 years, and it's something that we've been sort of working towards and focusing all our energies on achieving for a long time. So yeah, maybe just finally, you know, reaching this goal and achieving the fact that we're living where we want to be now, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's a good one to end on. So firstly, I'd just like to thank Chelle from Chelle's Glam Home for tagging me in this video. She's such a sweet and lovely person, and I encourage you all to check out her channel. She does some amazing home decor videos, and she's such an inspiration of different ways of styling her home with the decor pieces that she has. She can create, like, you know, 1 bedroom 5 different ways depending on what decor item she uses. So I'll leave a link to everyone's channel down below so that you can go and check them out. The three people I would like to tag, now I don't know if they'll even see this video because they're quite big channels, but they're the main ones that I actually watch. And the first person is Christopher Allen. He's actually a relatively new YouTuber. He's an American YouTuber, and his channel is about like lifestyle, luxury. There's a bit of everything actually on his channel, but the main focus of his channel is actually spreading kindness and being kind to people. And he's just such a lovely person as well. Like he actually really inspires you to become a better person. So I really enjoy watching him. The next person that I watch is Nicky Boyd from AtHomeWithNikki. She has some amazing videos as well. Her channel is all about organizing and home decor, and she's a really sweet person as well. The other person I watch quite a bit is also another relatively newcomer, but who has actually grown really, really quickly over this past year, is Nikki from Inspired by Nikki. She's got a lovely family. It's her husband, and she has 4 kids as well. And she does a lot of organisation, cleaning videos, vlogging videos as well. So I really, really enjoy watching their channels. So yeah, those are the 3 people I tag in my video. But like I said, I'm not sure if they even will see this video. So chances are they probably won't be doing it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I actually enjoyed doing it, and it's sort of breaking me out of my comfort zone of getting my face in front of the camera a little bit more. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.